What is causing the polarization we are seeing in our society?
Well, it's been widely thought that we have something like a crisis of meaning, especially in the developed world at this point. As we become more secular and diverse, pluralistic, there's a sense that culture has atomized, right? We're all kind of on our own with our phones and laptops and our digital media experiences, which are fragmented in a way that no one can really understand. I mean, it's not, no one knows what everyone else is seeing on some level, certainly when you're talking about their social media feed, the kind of information that they interact with. I mean, our information landscape has been shattered by our new technology, and we spend so much time thinking about and reacting to the digital lives we and others have created, that there has been this shattering effect of culture. I mean, one of the consequences of having our information landscape shattered by social media and related technologies is that it's become increasingly difficult to not only understand the world and to actually arrive at some kind of fact-based discussion of what's happening out there, but to converge with other people's understanding of the world, right? Everyone has a slightly discordant version of events, and conspiracy thinking and its, adjacent forms of misinformation have become increasingly a problem. I mean, I worry at this point that we're quickly rendering ourselves politically ungovernable based on our interaction with this technology. And this is a real problem because I see that the challenge is always how to get strangers to cooperate, and solve a wide variety of coordination problems. I mean, this is really all it's all that separates us from our primate cousins, right? It is the basis of civilization. It is if it's not all that we care about, it's the behavior that will allow us to safeguard all that we care about. We have love and rationality, really, love and curiosity by which to guide us. And cooperation is the only thing that ensures that project is open-ended, right? I mean, its failures of cooperation, the most extreme variant of which is war, which is the only reason, apart from an asteroid impact, that would bring the career of our species to an end, right? I mean, this is, and even something like an asteroid impact is at this point probably solvable given enough time on the basis of human cooperation, right? I mean, we simply have to decide what our priorities are and converge on a shared set of values, and then have a rational conversation about how to achieve those goods. And what makes that hard to do increasingly is a level of political fragmentation and extremism and partisanship born of our engagement with these new technologies, born of the fact that we just simply can't agree about who is lying most of the time, right? And who is misinformed, who is deranged, who is in possession of only half the story. And it used to be that it was reasonable to hope that if you simply continue the conversation long enough, well-disposed, neurologically intact people will converge on the same set of facts. And I think our faith in that timeless certainty is fraying, and it's fraying for good reason, because we have built a machinery of political fragmentation and disinformation, ultimately. I mean, it's just, we've essentially performed a psychological experiment on ourselves in which we enrolled the better part of humanity. I mean, now literally something like half of humanity. I mean, that's the number of people who are online at this point, in the way that we would recognize. This has not been designed to optimize human well-being and a convergence on the same set of shared truths. It just hasn't. It's been optimized really to aim us all in the opposite direction. It's been optimized to shatter us on the basis of what we find most outraging, most salacious, most quite literally clickable, and it's so we're all hostage to the business models of just a handful of corporations that haven't thought this through, and even if they had, they're incentivized to stay on their current path of just fragmenting the human conversation further. Now, there are pockets of culture that resist this. Certainly, religious communities tend to resist this more than secular ones, and this is often thought to be a reason why religion is good and worth maintaining. I don't happen to believe that, because I think all of these religions rest on completely unjustifiable and therefore intrinsically divisive ideologies, right? I mean, if what you believe can't really be proven, and you're going to believe it despite whatever evidence or arguments show up to contradict it, well, then you're by definition someone who's not going to converge in your worldview and your set of values with other people. I mean, the conversation has stopped. Faith is a conversation stopper, in my view. So I think we need reason. We need a truly open-ended conversation with now 8 billion strangers, but we have to recognize the way in which the modern world has made this harder in many ways. I mean, there's this illusion of connection. Facebook thought it was connecting everyone on Earth, but it was also deranging everyone who interacted with it, because social media is a kind of hallucination machine, right? We find it very difficult to converge on even a fact-based discussion about the most fundamental things, just what's happening in the world, what's happening in a given city at this moment. We're awash in lies and misinformation to a degree that was not possible before we got the internet, and in particular before we got social media.